Anytime power companies in Nigeria just announce that they want to increase tariff, the first thing most Nigerians say is that why are they increasing the tariff? After all, we don't even get electricity up to 24 hours. The truth that most Nigerians don't know is that if they are given electricity for 24 hours, majority of Nigerians will not be able to pay for it. Those who are bypassing their electricity connection or their meters know that they cannot fund 24 hours of electricity. But most legitimate Nigerians feel that if they are given 24 hours electricity, they'll be able to pay for it. But the reverse is the case. In this video, I'm going to be showing you two things. I'm going to be showing you how to calculate your electricity consumption. And secondly, I'm going to show you why electricity tariffs are going to continue going up. So this right here is the formula that you're going to use to calculate your consumption. Only a few weeks ago, representatives of the power company went to a certain location to look at the bills and consumption of people to find out if they have paid their bills. And during the process, those officials said they are going to disconnect people living in that neighborhood. But then someone was not arguing that how can it be bringing 100,000 naira bill to them? That what are they consuming? That see my house, what are they consuming? You see, from these calculations, you'll be able to understand that if you are living in a three-bedroom apartment and you have AC units in all your rooms, including the city room, it's possible that your electricity bill can get to 100,000 naira or even more than that. You see, the truth is, most Nigerians don't know that if they are being really charged what they consume in the country, they will not be able to pay their electricity bill if they were given electricity for 24 hours. I'm going to define each of these parameters. This is the basic formula. If you are going to estimate how much you are going to be charged per month of using electricity in any part of the world, but in particular, we are going to be looking at Nigeria and how it reflects on our economy. So first of all, this P represents the power consumption for an appliance or equipment. All you need in order to do this calculation, you need probably primary school or high school basic mathematics. Once you can do addition and multiplication, yeah, okay, it's a very simple calculation. So this power has to do with your appliance. So it depends on what appliance. If you are using an AC unit, probably an AC unit is 2 horsepower. 2 horsepower is equal to 1490 watts. Depends on who you ask. Most of the bulbs we have, in the past we used to use 60-watt bulbs. Bulbs, in most cases, were, let's say, 60 watts or more. So you are talking of 60 watts. But now we are using energy saving bulbs, which is around 20 watts. Those white lights and the other colors, which is more, it's cheaper to actually use those bulbs, but it's more expensive to initially purchase them. So another appliances, this is how you are going to do it. So if you are talking of, because if you are using this formula, probably your bulb is on. If you put on your bulb for 12 hours, it's on for 12 hours. So you can do separate calculations for your bulb, your AC unit, your refrigerator, and the rest. So that's it for power, the rating of your equipment and appliance. So let's go to the next variable, which is T. T is time. In this case, for power consumption, you usually look at it in hours. So when you're talking of time, for power consumption, it's usually considered in hours. So during the regular time of the year, when everybody goes to work and to school, you are not going to be using electricity for 24 hours. So probably you leave by 8 a.m. and you're back by 5 p.m. So for that period, you're usually not using electricity for most appliances. Maybe your refrigerator and a few other appliances and equipment to be running, but most times you're not using it. So it varies for all of your equipment. That's why I said you multiply in one stage, then you add everything up for the different appliance. So let's go to the next variable. So the next variable is days. This goes without explanation that one month is 30 days. 30 days for a month. So most times your electricity bill is going to be coming once in a month. So that's really self-explanatory, but I just said let me put it out there for you to see. Next item is E. E can represent many things, so it depends on the industry, but let's make it simple. So E could mean energy saving, and I will explain these terms. E could be intermittency. E could mean efficiency and other definitions, but basically, for calculating your energy consumption, when we are talking of energy saving, there are some equipment and appliance. For example, your AC units. If you put on your AC unit for 1 hour, AC unit, 1 hour, there's something called a thermostat and other similar, probably a compressor and other devices like that. There's something called the thermostat, and this thermostat, you really experience this when you're using your iron. When you're ironing, let's say you put your iron at level 2. At some point, when your iron gets very hot to that level 2, it then trips off. Then you're going to be running on sustained heat for a while. When the temperature drops to a certain level, your iron comes on again. That's the function of the thermostat, and that is intermittency. The other factors such as energy saving. Energy saving has to do with regulation of the powering of your equipment. So let's say your compressor can turn on, your compressor can be on slash off maybe every 20 minutes. Let's say you run your AC will run for 20 minutes. It will now go off for another 20 minutes. In that 20 minutes, you are just using sustained air within the environment, what the AC has given to you for that 20 minutes. After a while, it powers up again for another 20 minutes. Then it goes, so it continues that cycle consistently. There are different reasons that this is done. So it means that even if you turn on your AC for 1 hour, your AC is not truly consuming power for that full 1 hour period. So that is why this E is important. So the next variable in the calculation of power consumption is the tariff. So it depends on the country where you are. But for Nigeria, in some countries, probably in Europe and the rest, you are talking of probably 0.09 euro, which is about 9 cents, or depending on the country. But for Nigeria, you have band A, band B, etc. So for band A, they usually charge them 209 naira per kilowatt hour. And band B, they are charging them 48 naira per kilowatt hour. So that's this variable, the tariff. So this is basically the tariff in Nigeria, those two values. So this 1,000 is used to convert watts to kilowatts. That's W to kW. Because your tariff comes as naira per kilowatt hour. So you need kilowatt hour and you need hour. So from this formula, this P is in watts, and this T is in hour. So you have watt and you have hour, you don't have K. So this 1,000 is going to give you that K, which is basically the calculation of how to estimate your power consumption in general in any country of the world. But in particular, we are interested in how much it costs in Nigeria. So we are going to look at an example. We're going to look at an example of one numbers 2 horsepower AC unit power cost per month in Nigeria. So this is going to be the power cost for a 2 horsepower AC unit in Nigeria when you use it for 30 days. So the 2 horsepower is equals to 1490 watts. Let's say you are using it for 12 hours in a day. So maybe when you come from work, that's how you are using it for. Then the number of days you are using it for 30 days. Then let's say the intermittency of the AC unit is, let's say, 0.3. So then the tariff, we are going to use 2 tariffs, but we'll start with 1. Tariff 1 is 209 naira per kilowatt hour. Tariff 2 is equals to 48 naira per kilowatt hour. So this is what we are going to use in the calculation. I brought a calculator here so that we make less mistakes. So this is the cost here. Again, that formula P times T times D times E times tariff all over 1000. So from those parameters we've given, we have 1490 times 12 hours times 30 days times, because of space, I would have put the WHD. This is an efficiency, no units, as well as these other units. So, but you know the units, if you are doing regular calculation, you put them beside. So intermittency, we say 30%, which is 0.3 times 48 naira per kilowatt hour divided by 1000 is equals to so we have 1490 times 12 times 30 times 0.3 times 48 is equals to divided by 1000 is equals to 7,724 naira in 30 days. This is just for the AC units. So if you say you have refrigerator, you have water heater, you have iron, you have other equipment and appliances, let's say bulbs and the rest, it's the same calculation you will do for all of them. So if you are in a 3-bedroom flat, so plus the sitting room, and you are running AC in all the rooms, that's 4 ACs. So total AC, and this E value I've just given you is just an estimate. You need to actually do an experiment with your own AC units to know what the actual E value is. So assuming you have 4 AC units in your house, it means that for AC units alone, you're going to spend 7,724 times 4, which is equal to 30,000 naira. So you see that this is what you'll be paying if you are in band B in Nigeria for a tariff rate of 48 naira per kilowatt hour. You'll be paying 30,000 naira. If on the other hand you are in band A, this is what you are going to be paying. So let's say you're in band A and you're paying 209 naira per kilowatt hour. So you have 1490 times 12 times 30 times 0.3 times 209 divided by 1000 is equal to 1490 times 12 times 30 times 0.3 times 209 is equal to divided by 1000. So you're going to be paying 33,632 naira for one AC. So if you are living in a 3-bedroom apartment and you have 4 numbers AC of 2 horsepower, you're going to be paying 33,632 times 4 is equal to, you're going to be paying 134,529 naira per month. So you see, for a 3-bedroom apartment with 4 AC units which are 2 horsepower, if you are using it for 12 hours in a month, every day in a month, you are going to be paying 134,000 naira, and that's just for your AC units alone. So you see how huge this is. When people say anytime the government wants to increase tariff, they now ask, why are you increasing it? After all, we are not even getting 24 hours electricity. If we are going to convert this into 24 hours electricity, you will see how much people are going to consume, because if you are running 24 hours electricity, your refrigerators are going to be on for 24 hours. So most cases, it's just your refrigerator that will be on for 24 hours. The other lights will be on for 24 hours. But if you have more electricity, it means that you will be getting to this 12 hours usage for your AC unit. That's if you don't turn it off. You'll be able to use your AC unit for 12 hours. You'll be able to use it for 30 days. So when the power company takes away your light and you have less than 12 hours and 30 days, they are saving you a lot of money. So it's about, when the electricity comes, you need to be very efficient about how you use it. You know, these companies, they already know that, anyway, it's not deliberate. They already know that if you are going to compare your electricity consumption to a generator, you are going to be spending far more than what they are charging you for electricity. So let's say you have a 3-bedroom and you're running one AC in that 3-bedroom and you're using a generator. Because your generator is, your generator, you use oil, you use other things, but let's just assume that per hour you are spending 500 naira on your generator. Remember that 1 liter of petrol in Nigeria is currently 1,000 naira. So let's say you are using half a liter. Ignore the engine oil and all those other things. Let's say you are using 500 naira per liter. If you run your generator for 12 hours, if you run generator 12 hours usage, it's going to give you 12 times 500 will give you 6,000. It's going to give you 6,000 naira per day. So assuming you are using that your generator and it's consuming 500 naira per hour, you are going to be using 6,000 naira per day for that generator. So if you are talking of 30 days, you are going to be paying 6,000 naira. You're going to be paying 6,000 naira times 30, which is equals to 180,000 naira. Which is why anytime the power company says they want to increase tariff, as long as whatever they are charging is below generator, they will keep bringing it to you and the government will keep on approving it, because it's still better than your alternative. That's where you have the word they call BATNA, best alternative to a negotiated agreement, which is your BATNA. Your best alternative is a generator, and your generator is already two times, your generator is two times or 3 to 5 times what your power company is giving to you. So I'll say that most Nigerians should not be complaining when the electricity comes in that fashion. It's just about you being more efficient. For example, when you don't need to use your AC units, you turn them off and open your windows and use cross ventilation. So with this understanding, you'll be able to estimate how much am I using, how much do I want to save, how much do I want to pay per month. The truth is that most people who are bypassing their meters know that they cannot pay for 24 hours electricity. That's why the government has recently set a law that is going to charge people if they find out that they have bypassed their meter, because electricity is expensive. So now we are going to be looking at why electricity tariffs are going to be going up consistently in Nigeria. There's a general reason, but this is just to show us in calculation why electricity may even be more expensive than in foreign countries. Because you say this is Nigeria, our salaries are low, our minimum wage is low. Why are we paying more than foreign countries? I'm going to give you different scenarios as to why this happens. So for every infrastructure, there are basic variables. The cost of an infrastructure is usually M plus E plus L. In most cases, this is a simplification. It may be slightly higher. Maybe you're adding insurance and other things, but let's say it's usually MEL, which is material, equipment, and labor. So I'm dialing into Nigeria, which is the focus here. When you buy a car from abroad, which we all know the basic mathematics, let's say people abroad are paying $50,000 for that car. When it gets to Nigeria, you pay import duty, you pay shipping, you pay many things. So you're going to be paying 1.5 times this 50,000. Meaning that you're going to be spending around $75,000. That's for a car. So in a similar way, when you have any infrastructure, in Nigeria, apart from the fact that sometimes it's expatriates that come to do the job, in most cases, compared to what obtains in foreign countries, they are going to be putting 1.5 times the materials plus 1.5 times the equipment plus, okay, the labor will now be different. Probably the labor will now be 0.2. Why I say 0.2 is because Nigeria, the minimum wage is low on average. Even those earning high, their salary is lower than the international standard. So maybe it's probably 0.2. So this 1.2, it may vary because, okay, if you have cement in Nigeria, you have granite, you have sand, you have some other components in Nigeria. So those things may be slightly less than what you have in the international market. However, the equipment that are used to produce this material, they are all imported. So probably this 1.5, it can vary between 1.2 to 1.5. But it's definitely going to be more than 1.0 for international countries that are producing their own equipment, materials, and equipment to produce those materials. So with respect to equipment, if you are talking of bulldozer, because sometimes you need a bulldozer, excavator, that's for the earthworks aspect. You are not talking of other aspects like electrical and the rest. They are setting, let's say, transformers, generators. Where are you getting your generators and your transformers from? Are you manufacturing them in Nigeria? Where are you getting all those equipments from? Where you are getting them from will determine the cost equivalent for your country. So in any case, if you are importing, import duty, shipping, taxes, and the likes, unless you are government, you will not be paying import duty, you will not be paying for taxes. But if you are everybody else, you are talking of 1.5 what obtains internationally, and then the labor is 0.2, so it's actually less. So it depends on how you do company profit and all those things. So you see, with this, you know that a lot of equipment are coming in with the dollar. And once our exchange rate is going down, everything else is going up. And you cannot invest in a business and at the end of the day, you can't recover your investment. So if the dollar is going up, every investment that is dollarized has to go up. And in any case, for somebody who is doing any other business, whatever they are doing, because they are now being charged higher than by other businesses, they too have to raise their own cost. So basically, you can see why the cost of electricity will continue to go up. It's not going down, it will continue to go up as long as most of the investments are related to international products. The materials, if they are related to international products, the equipment, if they are related to international products, electricity tariff will keep going up, to keep rising from time to time. So basically, I've shown how you'll be able to calculate your power consumption per month and how to regulate it for yourself. And secondly, I've also shown why electricity tariff and other investments will keep going up. Thank you for watching this video. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel.